Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to 5 Powerful Women. We are here in the San Francisco Bay Area of California, the United States of America, in a beautiful city, Oakland. And I welcome you here because we have beautiful 5 and 6 powerful women here today. 5 Powerful Women was created through me a few years ago. My name is Tendai Jordan, and I am so happy to have you here. We're looking at, there are, say for instance, in this world there are 3.5 billion women, girls, females, and women who are all individual expressions of the divine, who have a purpose and a gift to share. When that gift is shared, the world is a better place. There is a ripple effect that impacts each and every one of us because our communities, our homes, the world is opening and waiting for the gift that we have to share. 5 powerful women. Imagine 5 women, millions of women, 5 at a time, sitting in a room, a living room, a kitchen, a backyard, sharing their experience around a very relevant topic. An experience that's going to connect each and every one of us. An experience, as they came through that experience, they were victorious, there was a healing, they were successful, and now they can move and do what they want to do and be happy in the world. So we're going to meet our 5 and today 6 powerful women, starting at my left.
Kimberly Walker-Maury.
Hey.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Walker-Maury, and I am a mother of a teenager. I'm a wife, and I'm a professional woman. I work in the financial industry, and I have a passion around diversity and inclusion, especially as it relates to women and girls. And I have the opportunity to express that with volunteer work that I do throughout the community.
Thank you.
My name is Latanya Thompson, and I am a business owner. I work a lot with ladies, and we focus on who we are at the core, not who we're told to be, but who we're born to be, without the predefined definition, without looking up, without being who someone else believes we should be, but being who we were born to be. And so we fully show up in every area of our life.
I'm Patty Restaino. I'm also a business owner with another woman, on-call hospitality staffing. We give opportunities for people to enjoy their lives and in the service of others. Also, I'm a Healing Touch practitioner apprentice, so I balance my work and my spiritual side of life.
Yeah, hi. I'm Barbara Hoffer, and here in Oakland, California, I have started a new business as a Pilates instructor and yoga instructor and coach. My new business is your Vitality Buddy, because what I've found is everywhere I go, it's so important to help people feel the strength of their passion, the strength of their energy, of their body, mind, and spirit.
Thank you,
And
Barbara.
Thank you. And I'm Laurel Botsford, and I have been a long time out of the United States. The past that I've experienced has led me to what I'm doing here in California, in the Bay Area, and that is as a volunteer. I fight against the injustices of human trafficking, and with a more focused intent on abolishing sex trafficking. And this is something that keeps me very busy, unfortunately.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Valerie Joy Fidmont, and I am a professional musician. And I use my music specifically for the purpose of healing. I believe in healing in the arts, and I want people to experience the joy of song in their lives, and I dedicate my life to it.
We have some powerful women here today, and I am so happy that you're joining us for 5 Powerful Women. Our topic that we're going to be discussing and showing our experience around and how we came out in a victorious and a healing place is, is it too soon to leave or let go of this thing, or have I already stayed too long? So what were we talking about? Who's going to share with us first?
Sure, I'll go ahead.
How about that?
Start off everything.
Yeah.
Is it too soon to leave, or have I stayed too long? I have faced this question forever in the many places that I have lived. I would choose a place to go. I would choose what to do in that place, and then sometimes things started to go, after a while of going right, things started to go wrong. And I finally started understanding that that was the universe, or God, or consciousness, whatever you want to call it, that was talking to me, saying, I have stayed too long, and it is now time to go. That I have learned what I needed to learn, and it's now time to go and learn something else. So that has been a very huge guiding factor in my life, throughout my life. I'm 60 years old now, so it's been a long time that I've been using that technique.
Great. And the technique, to clarify for me, say again?
Is simply recognizing that as things were very well, or maybe I'm also starting to want to do something, but I keep getting blocks. Blocks. Okay, that's not where I'm supposed to be going. So try this avenue. And then, boom, it opens up.
Okay.
And the most recent example of that I have is here in San Francisco. I came back having been an alternative healer, very successful, channeled a couple of books, very successful in selling them, and figured that's why I was back, being sent back to California, but that was going nowhere.
Okay.
And then I was presented the option of getting into fighting human trafficking and sex trafficking, and boom, 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 boom. Every step I take opens up so many more avenues. So it's just a recognition that maybe you really want something, but if you're not able to get it, it's the universe or God blocking us. That's not what you're really supposed to be doing this time here on earth.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I know I can relate to that. I've had several experiences myself about, well, should I get out of here, or should I stay around, or what do I do? So yeah, thank you. And so for sharing that. And
So hi, it's Kimberly again.
hey, Kimberly, thank you for
I have an
being here.
interesting, thank you for inviting me. I have an interesting spin on my experience in this place. And as I mentioned, I'm a professional, a career corporate woman. And found myself in a very troubling situation in my professional life where I had been restructured. Corporations reorganize all the time. Restructured, had new management, new peer managers, and was having a very troubling experience relating to my new manager. Many very inappropriate things were being shared and told to me, and questions asked of me relating to various groups, asking me to speak for various groups. I don't think I have to get too specific.
Well, you can get a little bit more
Yeah,
specific.
okay.
Just a little bit, really quickly.
Things that were related to gender and
Okay.
race,
Yeah,
and
let's
even financial.
put it out there because the world's
very
familiar with
uncomfortable.
it. Yeah.
And so when this restructuring happened, I didn't come by myself. My whole team came too, and I kept brushing it off. Oh, that's just how this person is. Why are they asking me things? Why are they saying these things? It got to be so uncomfortable that I couldn't even respond anymore. All I could say often was, oh really? No, I haven't had that experience. I don't know anything about that. simultaneously, my team was being impacted. The value of the work that we were doing was being challenged. Ultimately, it ended up in an HR situation, a full investigation. Those investigations are very stressful. Not one that I initiated, one that was initiated on my behalf. And so it was so stressful I couldn't even go to work. Couldn't physically go to work. I
And
could
how
work
did
from
you
home.
resolve that kind of thing
So
yourself?
I had to write out the investigation, and then ultimately, when I look back on it now, I realized that by not speaking up, by not pushing back, that I participated in the situation, the issue, and by staying too long.
I stayed home, so you were in the state too long.
Yeah.
And what
I
was
can
your
fix it. I can fix it. We can work harder.
Right.
They'll like us more. We can educate them.
And where are you now?
And so after the investigation was over with, within 6 months, I found another position.
And how do you like it?
Love it.
Love it. Okay.
Love it. A
Great.
lot of key learnings out of that.
Yes, yes. And for all of us, thank you for sharing
You're
that.
welcome.
For all of us, and I've been in many of those situations in a job, especially a job where I'm like, but see, I always think about, should I have stayed a little longer? I'm always one to get out really quick. I kind of do that.
But there's
yeah.
a fear associated with that. right?
Exactly.
And a confidence and a self-belief or
Yes.
lack thereof.
Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, cool. All right. I think we can all relate to that. And
Hello.
hey, sound familiar?
Oh, yes, yes. So I was thinking about this question, and for me, I thought about how I had a situation where I needed to make a decision and I didn't want to make that decision. I really needed to go, I really needed to let go, but I didn't want to let go. So the situation was I was teaching at a university, teaching a gospel choir, 13 years, love it, love it, love it, love it. And I moved to Oakland, and therefore the commute to the university, which is in Santa Cruz, which is about an hour and a half away, once a week for 6 months became debilitating. I knew it was debilitating. I knew it was hard for me, but I didn't want to let go. I didn't want to let go of the kids. The students. I didn't want to let go of the experience, of the joy of the experience, and it was hurting me, but I wouldn't let go. So my lesson was the decision was made for me. At the university, there was a decision that was made to channel the funds that were used for my class, which was huge, into other avenues. And so therefore I could stop teaching the class or choose another class to teach, but I had to stop. And it didn't feel good to be put in a situation where I was basically told, you can't teach this class anymore. When I knew I didn't need to teach that class anymore anyway. And so for me, the lesson has been, wow, in the future, when I have to make a decision between letting go or staying too long or leaving, I really want to take into consideration self-care.
Thank you.
Self-care. And that's physical self-care, mental, spiritual, emotional, because if I had thought about that more clearly, if I really spent the time thinking about that, I wouldn't have had the negative experiences that I did, and being feeling like I was pushed out instead of leaving on my own accord.
Great. And now, how are you doing?
I am so good. I am wonderful. I'm about to start a PhD program in August, and I will teach again.
Yes.
And when I teach again, oh baby, watch out.
Yes.
I'm in a really great place. It was
Thank
the best
you.
thing for me.
I love the victory part. Isn't that great?
Yes.
Even though we get through it and we have the victory. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Absolutely.
It's a great story. Yes.
Oh, I so appreciate
Okay,
that.
Barbara.
Because that question that you were talking about, and you spoke up about, just when is it time? Is it time to stay or go? And when I left for Texas and said, I'm going to go to Washington, D.C., family thought I was just totally nuts. No one in my family had left Texas. But I have to say that landing in the best job for me in the school system was phenomenal experience. Except I kept struggling with the fact that many of the teachers I would listen to in the teachers lounge just didn't have what I hoped I would find, which was this passion for for children. And I found myself struggling with, I love this. And so I kept realizing I can't leave it because I love the children too much, but I have to shift what I do here. And luckily for me, I had a vision for a grant. I found out about, I wrote a grant for a new school. And because I just knew there was a different way to, I was in special education. And I knew there would be a different way to work with children, and the grant got funded. And so after 4 years of running this school, the school system picked it up. It couldn't have been a better experience.
Wow.
And that was when I said, well, okay, do I stay? Because now I really get the school system. I really love what's going on here. I've made an impact. It was a blessing. But I knew I couldn't keep myself in the same place. Because spiritually, I needed something new. I needed something deeper. I needed something more expansive. And I just took a big step. And I sold my car and sublet my apartment, and I started traveling. And that couldn't have been a more amazing experience. Because I was gone. I thought 3 months was a long time, but I was gone for a year and a half.
Talk about stretching it out.
Yeah, because I just had to follow my instincts that I wanted to wake up in the morning and be excited. And I knew if I stayed, it was too long, because I had done what I was most excited to do.
I think that's a beautiful point in terms of how you make a decision about whether you've stayed here too long. Is it too soon to go? What should you do is, are you excited about it? Is it exciting to you? Is it uplifting to you? Does it bring you joy? And we know all those things are from the divine, and that's a good way to make a decision.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it was great.
And I think we can all relate to that, and people in the world, definitely. And we're going to be traveling with you next time. For sure, for sure. Hey.
I'm gonna carry on the concept of teaching. And I had the opportunity to teach first-year college students. I had gone back and got my master's, and they were teaching me how to look at the world in a different way, and I was loving it. It is teaching when you're ready for it. It's just so special. I'm going to keep that conversation going a bit. However, there's a way in which sometimes that we get lost. I got lost, at least for me, right? You noticed you were taken care of and you were ready to move on. You may or may not have been looking at how it was impacting you, and I was totally ignoring that I was going into debt every month I worked. But I was having such a good time doing it. So part of it was coming to that realization. And then part of it was